All right, beautiful. Welcome everyone. My name is Nikolay Advolodkin, Principal Developer Advocate at Sauce Labs. Today we're talking about automating, testing, and deploying a web component with Chat GPT. Who here is scared that Chat GPT is going to take their jobs? All right, a few people. Interesting.
I'm scared it's going to destroy the world. My job is a lesser.
Yeah. That depends where your priorities lie. So the journey that I went on for this presentation, that is a much larger presentation that I did for a different conference, was can ChatGPT build, test, and deploy a web application? By the way, all these amazing images that you'll see in the background, they are AI generated by Midjourney. So they get the credit. Who does not know what ChatGPT is? Okay. There's one person. ChatGPT is a chatbot with which you can have natural language-like conversations, and it will give you answers to your questions. It's pretty awesome. So, coding a web application. Let's start there. Is it actually capable of doing that? So, I went to ChatGPT and said, how about you create me a sign-up React component with beautiful styling? Myself being mostly, I'd say, a back-end developer with some ability to write web applications. I don't know anything about CSS, and so this is what it generated. Generated an HTML file in a CSS file. Beautiful, looked awesome to me from the beginning. Dropped it into an actual application, used npx create React app, dropped those two files in there, and here we are. We got a component created and working by ChatGPT. Is it beautiful? I don't know. It seems good enough. Did a way better job than I can. What about an entire page? Currently, ChatGPT has limitations in how much text it'll spit out. So you'll see it cuts off CSS. So no, didn't do that. How about the actual testing, right? This is what we're all concerned about. So first I said, write me some component tests for this application, and it wrote some component tests. Looks interesting. First component test, it renders the form. Second component test updates the state when inputs are changed. Looks good from the beginning using React testing library. Dropped it into the actual source code. It had errors. The reason that ChatGPT has errors is that it was last trained in 2021. JavaScript is a very rapidly moving programming language, as many of you may know, and so any API changes will not be reflected here right now. Then I said, how about we try some Cypress tests? It wrote me 3 Cypress tests, as you can see here. 1 out of 3 of them passed. Okay, not bad. The other ones erred. Then I said, how about write me some front-end performance tests? Failed horribly here. In fact, it didn't do any performance metrics. Instead, it used Percy to try and do a snapshot. Super weird. Accessibility testing, it actually did do a wonderful job on. Wrote me an accessibility test, found accessibility issues. Here's an example of it running the test. Fully generated by AI, I just told it to do it. It's using Cypress. I know, I'm so sorry, Selenium. I love Selenium, but I love Cypress and Playwright. I love all tools. All tools have a purpose. So far, I would say ChatGPT kind of sucked at testing. What did it do a good job at? Well, how about generating test case data? I went to ChatGPT and told me, how about you generate me some positive, negative, and boundary test data and put it in a CSV format. Beautiful job. What about creating me some API tests for endpoints? It generated me a bunch of test cases that I can perform on my API. How about CI/CD? GitHub Actions did not work, errored out, of course, old API. Azure DevOps also didn't work, again, old API, can't keep up yet. Here's a summary slide, what ChatGPT is good and bad at. Some important things to point out. How much time do I have?
30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds. So I'll take you all to the coolest part. By the way, I used ChatGPT to generate the entire abstract and presentation for the presentation I did at Developer Week, and it was accepted with high praise. And this is pretty cool.
Hello, everyone. I would like to take a moment to express my gratitude for joining us today. I hope you all enjoyed the presentation and found it informative and engaging. I would also like to acknowledge the hard work and collaboration that went into making this presentation a success. This was a joint effort between myself, Chat GPT, Midjourney, and DID. For those who would like to stay in touch, don't forget to scan the QR codes on the slide. We would love to hear from you and stay connected. Once again, thank you all for joining us today. Have a great day!